Glad to know you are there. Let's continue from where we stopped. In my last video, I talked about the introduction of God, in which he introduced himself as the Lord thy God. And I told us what that means to them. The Israelites or the Jewish nation, they are so much acquainted with gods in the land of Egypt. If you could recall the event that happened in the land of Egypt where God manifested his power in the form of 10 plagues in the land. That particular 10 plagues that he displayed in the land of Egypt, he is not maybe punishing the land of Egypt, not that. He was doing that explicitly to prove to the Egyptians that he is God, superior to the gods they are worshiping. We will talk more on that as we progress in what we are saying. Because when you hear that God caused River Nile to be turned to blood, he's not doing that to punish the Egyptians. That wasn't his mindset, because God is not taking pleasure in punishing his people or causing his people to suffer. God is not a sadist. He is a God that is so much interested in our happiness, in our fulfillment, in our joy. When he sees us smiling, he is happy. So he wouldn't have just risen and went to the Egyptians and start unleashing that 10 plagues with the intent of causing them to pass through pains. That is not the God that made heaven and earth. He did that specifically to prove to the Egyptians that the gods they have depended on in history are not the real gods. That is why when Moses went down to the River Nile, he made the entire River Nile to turn into blood. There is a God that is in charge of that River Nile. And Egyptians acknowledges that God as a very powerful God. And that's why when Moses came, he caused that River Nile to become blood, challenging the entire Egyptian magicians to come and call upon their God so that he will come and reverse it. And none could reverse it until Moses caused the reversal. So that very 10 plagues, I will talk more on that as we progress, is just a manifestation of the power of this God who created the universe, who happens to be the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the ancestors of these people that has come out of Egypt, and they are now a nation. That particular people, that is the God that created the heaven and earth. So God wanted to let them remember that he is their God. I am the Lord thy God. I am the Lord, the God, the one who owns you and the one who created you. That's why that statement was opened. If you look at Exodus 21 and 2, says, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God. I want to say that today, many people don't recognize this very God who made the heavens and the earth, who created the universe and the entire mysterious things that are in it. Men have been doing well in discovering mysterious creatures of God that has been there in a countless ages past. But when they have those discoveries, they hardly acknowledge he who created those things they have discovered. Even the internet space today that is doing wonders. You are watching me from all over the world now because I posted these on the social media. There is a raw material that was used to make this social media of a thing or internet space possible. It didn't just come by magic. There is a raw material used. Men discovered that raw materials and used it to produce internet. What about the satellite that is all over the orbit there? America has launched hundreds of thousands, hundreds of satellites as far back as 1970s. And many satellites are orbiting the planet. And that is why wherever you are, you can easily be detected. These things we are not made by God, but the raw materials that we are used to make them, all of them we are produced by God. But men end up in discovering those things and using it in making invention without recognizing he who created it. That is why today, in the attitude of maybe number one, most of these scientists, they don't actually believe that there is God who created heaven and earth. Number two, in the heart of politicians, I want to use the word politicians, it got cut across the entire universe. In their heart, they don't even believe there is God in heaven, God who made the heavens and the earth. They may not say it out, but their attitude proves that they have deified themselves and they are God indeed. That is why they receive accolades from men, receive accolades from their followers, receive praises and all that. Even the praises that are meant to be received by the creator of the whole universe and the creator of all mankind and all flesh, they are receiving it. And number two, those political class, that is the rulers, sometimes they don't even see the need to seek the relationship of that God who owns and who created. That is why God started by introducing himself as the Lord thy God, he who owns and he who created. So that you, the Jewish nation, now you have come out of Egypt to become a nation. No matter how powerful you later become, no matter how wonderful you become in administration, no matter how great you later become, no matter how powerful you become in the land of the Canaan where you are about to enter, always remember that I am the Lord thy God. I have come to give you guidelines, rules, stipulations, constitutions that will guide you so that you will really represent my own pattern of life in the environment you have found yourself. That is why when Jesus came, he said, let thy kingdom come. Let thy will be done here on earth as it is being done in heaven. It is on this premise that God said, I am the Lord thy God. Don't forget me in everything you do, in everything you become. No matter how great you later become, no matter how wonderful you later become as a result of your discoveries and inventions, no matter how powerful you think you have become, no matter your military exploits and academic exploits, as well as maybe influence, always remember that I am the Lord thy God, and I have come to give you rules that you must obey, because I am your owner and I am the one who created you. Call me Pastor Elisha, the reformer with a difference and a rising voice in Africa. Thank you for watching.